From Sports Illustrated. Can the Browns afford to bring back Za'Darius Smith? And they say, according to Petrak, Chase Young's market value, $13.6 million per year going into his age 32 season. Smith probably shouldn't expect to reach that despite reduced sack numbers. Smith proved he can be an effective player. That alone should still net him a double-digit average annual value this offseason. It's going to depend on how many contracts he gets, free agent looks that are multi-year. I could see somebody going crazy because everybody's looking for edge rushers. But if it's in that $10, $11 million range, I would assume the Browns try to get him back for maybe 2 years.
It'll be interesting. I feel like there's a couple things in play here. Number one, they have always had those short-term guys, opposite Myles Garrett, right? There's Olivier Vernon for a while. Then there's Jadeveon Clowney for a couple of years. Both guys getting paid right around that $10 million, right? Then they trade for Smith, and they pay him for the 1 year. So they want to have that proven guy opposite Garrett, and they're willing to pay. Now, I don't think they're going to pay a guy $15 million, but will they pay 10 or 12? That's what their history shows, and they really value that position and the guy opposite Myles Garrett for all kinds of reasons, right? You need pass rush, you need to take some pressure off Myles, all of that. Now, could they? I'm sure they'll look to see if they can upgrade over Smith, but I don't think they were unhappy with what Smith did. I think they think his production was better than the sack numbers that he showed. But now I kind of feel like he's in that Jadeveon Clowney thing now where he's not going to get a huge deal, right? That he's almost past that, and now he's a 1 year, 2 year deal, like you mentioned. So I wouldn't be stunned if they brought him back. I would also be stunned if they said, hey, they can let him go and maybe get a guy a little cheaper that fills that role. And the other element is you have Obo Okoronkwo, who you spent pretty good money on in free agency last year. It's the first guy you signed in free agency. Now maybe they think he's just the number 3 guy, and then you got to go get a number 2. You also have Alex Wright, who came on strong at the end of the year. Now, he's not your go-get-the-pass rusher, I don't think, a double-digit sack guy. Although, I think he finished with 5 sacks. He had a run of sacks at the end. He's a big body. You can play him inside. So, I think they need another guy there, a fourth end. But I'm not convinced that they'll pay the $10 million because they have 2 other guys that they like in some roles, right? So, I think that could be a fluid situation.
Yeah, that's fair. And those are all things that get sorted out based on where you allocate money for running back, wide receiver, the other areas that you're trying to upgrade.